because in the beginning I was feeling a bit stressed because I was thinking, oh, I'm not doing so good. You need to overcome the imposter syndrome. When we all start, we all believe that we are less than the rest, but then you realize it's just a matter of time. With a matter of time, you get confidence and then you end up improving. Enjoy it, celebrate it. Don't get super obsessed like, oh, what I'm gonna do next. I don't know what I'm gonna do next. No, that doesn't matter now. Just celebrate that. Yeah, enjoy not being alone. Don't isolate yourself. Talk to people in your group, talk to people in your consortium, talk to people in general. You will learn a lot and actually will help you out quite much. Okay, to be honest, I would say that all the things that I was thinking at the beginning of a PhD changed quite much. Initially, I thought it was just an individual work between me and my supervisor, but at the end of the day, I realized it's really a teamwork. I think this has been spiked also because of the Marie Curie Fellowship. In our project, we have a lot of different institutions, different researchers from all different parts of Europe. So this really helped me out to collaborate with them, and at the end, realize that the PhD is not an individual work, but a collaborative work. Then regarding my, I would say, motivations, when I started PhD, I was really highly motivated. I was really excited because it was something really new. During the process, and also it wasn't during COVID time, so I had some, I would say, up and down, yeah, up and downs. But it was really just a temporal thing because you realize that with time you get more progress and you end up fulfilling or feeling better that you are actually contributing. And then I would say that the motivation at the end went up again. So this is something that has been really positive, I think. To finish with, I would say that my objectives have changed a lot as well. When I first left my hometown in Spain, I thought that I was going to do a PhD and then right next come back to my country. But this is something that have changed because I enjoy too much being abroad and the new experience. So I'm sure that right now I'm looking forward to continue abroad in any different place maybe. I was really, really certain. Like, okay, no, I finish, I come back. But then this fellowship really helped me out a lot because I learned a lot of different cultures. In our project, we are from many different parts from the world. So it really opened my mind. So I really enjoy it and I am looking forward to continue that way. Oh, okay. I know you are focusing on one, but I would split it into three.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, so mainly I would say that the first one was actually my secondment. So secondment meaning my research stay, my research visit. This was pushed toward the last part of my PhD because of the COVID pandemic. So I ended up going to Mitsubishi in Boston, in Massachusetts. And actually, it was really interesting because first I was just thinking on considering academia positions, looking into university, just going that way. I was so focused and obsessed with that. But then I realized that the research industry environment is something really, really, really interesting as well. So it really helped me out to realize that I might want to try both worlds, let's say. Then the next one was my first publication because in the beginning I was feeling a bit stressed because I was thinking, oh, I'm not doing so good. I'm a bit, I should publish something. I should publish something. And then next part, and let's say last part was again collaboration. So at the end of the day, when you collaborate with people, you share some different, let's say, commonalities in the field, but at the end, all of you are specialized in different parts. So this really helped you out to also get inspiration from your work and so on. So yes, I also have. This is something that I have like discussed already with some young people. So I will tell you exactly the same. I always tell them first, you need to overcome the imposter syndrome. When we all start, we all believe that we are less than the rest because we start comparing ourselves with more advanced PhD in their thesis, with senior researchers and so on. So you start again thinking that you are not going to be able to become like them. This is something that is in the beginning, but then you realize it's just a matter of time. With a matter of time, you get confidence and then you end up improving. So my advice there would be don't get too obsessed with what others do. Just focus on what you are doing. It will get better with time. Second one would be when you fulfill or get a score, let's say a milestone, enjoy it, celebrate it. Don't get super obsessed like, oh, what I'm gonna do next. I don't know what I'm gonna do next. No, that doesn't matter now. Just celebrate that and let that for next week or something. I mean, just enjoy what you got because it's something that you deserved at the end of the day. And yeah, I would say that finally, the last one is, yeah, enjoy not being alone. Don't isolate yourself. Talk to people in your group, talk to people in your consortium, talk to people in general. You will learn a lot and actually will help you out quite much because this is something I realized a bit late, I would say, in the PhD, and this is one of my main advices. If I knew, I mean, like in this stage, if I knew beforehand, I would have started talking to people sooner. So. Yeah, okay. Let me try to explain it in, I would say, easy to understand way or simple words. So mainly what I'm working on is in, using, let's say, already existing wireless signals. So let's imagine, let's put it an example because I think it's clear. So let's imagine that we have an indoor room. So then in this room we have some pieces of furniture, some people, and then some, let's say, devices that are radiating signals. So for example, smartphone, Wi-Fi routers, laptop. This is something that is always occurring in nowadays, right? So at the end of the day, we can use these signals that are already occurring in the environment. So these things are reflecting in the walls, reflecting in the ground, in the people, in the objects, and so on. Then we can measure these signals to kind of generate a radio map. What I mean with radio map is basically you create a map that describes what's going on. So describe where the furniture are, where the people are, and so on and so forth. So this is can be seen like capturing, let's say, what's going on, but not using a camera, just using wireless signals. So you don't violate any kind of privacy because you don't know anything about the targets or and so on. So basically, once you have, let's say, this radio map or this description of the environment, you can use this information to enhance the communication. So for instance, if you know where, let's say, a specific smartphone that is consuming video streaming wants to have a better, let's say, a better signal condition, you just beamform, which is point the signal towards it in order to improve it. And you know that because you have a description of the environment. Then you can avoid also like obstacles and so on and so forth. So at the end of the day is describing the environment to enhance communication. This is the main goal of my PhD. And what I think is that we are one of the first ones doing so. So this is something really interesting. So we are jointly combining communication systems, communication signals, and sensing them, which is measuring them in order to obtain some meaningful information. And then this will also, I consider, they will also like close the gap between computer vision field and wireless communication field. And actually, this is something that we can see because, for example, there is this really famous conference in computer vision which is called CVPR. And at the end of the day, they already announced a new track for wireless communications and machine learning. So at the end of the day, we are closing this gap. And I think that we are trying to contribute already there. So that's something really useful. Yeah, I would think of mainly, I would say first, the first one would be industry, as you really point out. So you are right on that because one of the, let's say, main concerns of industry is when you have a manufacturing process, you're really concerned about the privacy because you don't want to reveal your manufacturing process, right? So if you cannot use RGB cameras, you cannot record people and just or record how the process is done because you don't want to share that with the public, right? So at the end of the day, in an industrial application would be really useful because you are able to do a description of everything without violating any kind of privacy, as I said. And also you are able to, for example, let's say that you have a robot that is moving in an industry. So you are able to track it in real time with this radio map. You should be able to communicate with it really precisely because you know where it is in every specific time, let's say in every specific time, yes. So I think this is a really straightforward application in the future, and I think it should be useful. Yeah, I mean, this is, to be honest, I got asked this many times. Yeah. This is, I always say, this is the jackpot question. This is how I call it, because this is something that I'm not really sure. But I have some certainty. I am certain I want to continue in research, that's for sure. I'm not really sure if in academia or industry right now because of this, let's say, experience I have in Mitsubishi. I really like it. So maybe I don't know what will be my right next step, so to say. But yeah, I'm super certain. I am really looking forward to a new challenge. I'm also looking forward to start a new adventure outside of Denmark. Even I really love Denmark, but I'm happy to start a new thing. So yeah, I would say in summary or in short that I'm looking for a postdoc position in either industry or academia. I also want to try to apply for these Marie Curie grants for postdoctoral fellowships, but yeah, let's see.